everybody. So we are going to start our next 2 weeks of new learning, and it is all about taking a stance with some argumentative reading and writing. Your words have power, and we're going to take a look in our first week of really how authors can have a choice of words to really stand up for an opinion that they feel really strongly about. And in the second week, we're going to really take a look at how we as students can use our words, our voice to really take a stance on something that you feel really passionate about. So we're just going to kind of go through a few things to kind of get you aware of what the next 2 weeks are going to look like. We're going to be reading some articles that face some issues, whether they're global issues, things that are happening maybe in our community, maybe in our schools or in the world. And we're also going to dive deeper into maybe some personal issues that maybe some readers might pose as we are looking at some of those articles. So here are some examples that we're going to kind of take a look at. When it comes to issues and opinions and things that we're going to argue about, there are things, again, that could be happening globally or personally that affect us individually. So, for example, should cars be banned in cities? Should students be wearing uniforms at school? Should Halloween be moved to Saturday? Is technology making us rude? Should schools have school online on a snow day? These are all little examples that, make an argumentative essay argumentative. It's taking a stance, it's taking a side based on reasonings and based on evidence to back up those reasonings. So again, for the first week, we're going to really take a look at just reading different types of articles. And as we're reading, we're going to be looking at, what a claim is, what evidence does the author have for us to back that up? Do they have reasonings for us? And we're really going to be taking a look, is there a counter argument to these pieces that we're going to be reading and eventually writing? And of course, really taking a look at our audience and making sure that authors are using a choice of words that are really going to capture the audience to make them choose that side that they believe is worth taking a stance on. We have a couple of teaching points that we're going to be focusing on in the next 2 weeks. As readers recognize that a good argument is supported by reasons and backed up with evidence. That's number one. So as we start reading these different types of debates or articles or argumentative pieces, we really want to make sure that as readers, we can recognize that the authors of these pieces are making some really good arguments to support and back up their information. We're also going to make sure that as readers, we're recognizing that a good argument is supported by an author's choice of words to explain their argument. So as we're reading over the next 2 weeks, these articles, be thinking of what kind of words are authors using to really make a stance, to really get us to say, hey, I think that author makes a really good point, and I think this too, and I'm going to follow, taking a stance with what this author is using because of the choice words that they're using and because they're making really good arguments. What we're going to do for this week, for the first week, is we're really going to be talking about 2 articles that are they're really great, and I think you guys are going to take some interest in it. One is what should Devin do? So after you are completed watching with this video, you're actually going to start reading this article on what Devin should do, and this picture will give you a little bit of a sneak peek. So if you want to learn more, you're going to have to get to the next video and talk about and look to see what Devin should do and what the issue is, and looking at, what those issues are for and against it. Again, thinking of the argument that is being raised in that article. The second article that you're going to be focusing on for this week is Do You Need Recess? And in this article, they dive a little bit deeper into should middle schools have recess or not. And this is a great article for you guys because going up into the sixth grade next year, you don't have recess. So, be thinking, good readers, make sure that they recognize that the author makes really good points and supports their reasonings behind it, and be looking to see what those words are that they're choosing to really make sure that they're capturing their stance and their point. All right. So remember, readers recognize that a good argument is supported by reasons and backed up with evidence. And readers recognize that a good argument is supported by an author's choice of words to explain their argument. So have fun this week. I think you're going to enjoy the next 2 weeks as we kind of dive deeper into these debate-like topics that, can really make you think and really make you go, I never really thought of that, but you raise a really good question. So have fun and be ready for next week to really dive deep into your own topic. And that's something that we'll get into next week. This week, we're just taking a little time to get to be familiar with the types of language that authors are using, different topics, and just practicing, finding a good argument supported by some really good reasons. So that's what we're going to be focusing on this week. All right. Have fun. Bye.